Kevin Korchinski is electrifying, perhaps more than any other defenseman in the 2022 NHL Draft. Where many players opt for simple passes, Korchinski cuts back and finds the best play. It's that mindset that makes his single-game highlight reel better than many prospects' full-season version. He's the CHL's cutback king and one of the best playmakers and breakout artists in recent drafts.
Here's Korchinski at the line. Left to right he goes with the puck. Comes down the far wall. Take it behind the net. Looks to settle it back there and bring it in front. Put it in the crease. Back post feed. Shot, score! What a feed by Kevin Korchinski.
Korchinski's impact is biggest on breakouts. Like the best breakout artists in the NHL, he gets the first forechecker on his back, attacks the inside, and beats the next layer. Sometimes he beats them with his hands, but he usually passes through it. Following that formula creates advantages, like this 3-on-2 up the ice. But will Korchinski be able to play this game in the NHL? Yes, because he has the skills and details necessary. First, he's not just trying stuff, he's actively reading the forechecker's feet. He attacks the space that the forecheckers are moving towards, then changes direction to attack the space on their heels. This is manipulation. He's showing one thing, waiting for the forechecker to react, and then executing. That ability creates short-range passes to the inside like this, or long-range cross-ice passes like this one. He even does it under heavy pressure. Orienting his body to the boards while keeping an eye on the forechecker's feet allows him to use the middle lane without much risk. And here he looks to the middle as the default rather than looking for the clearance. The cutback enables Korchinski to break pressure, then make a long-range pass. With less space on an NHL rink, it's key for players to pass under the sticks of defenders. Korchinski doesn't just do it, he uses that manipulation ability to create opportunities. Here he delays, waits for the forechecker to move their stick, then passes under it. Backhand passing, his other defining skill, creates opportunities for these crafty short to medium range passes. And he plays off the expectations of the forechecker by combining his two defining skills in this sequence, faking the backhand pass, then cutting back to find a better play. Given all those skills, it's no surprise that he's one of the best breakout artists of the last 3 draft classes. He opts for a pass or carry on 82% of his breakouts when pressured, a rate that lands inside the top 10 among CHL and USHL draft year defensemen since 2019. With over 15 completed breakouts per 60, he's second in that same time frame. The same skills that Korchinski uses on the breakout appear in the offensive zone, usually to weaponize low percentage areas like the far corners. He activates, skates straight into the space that a defender's headed, then cuts back. It often sets up a shooting opportunity. More commonly, he just makes a seemingly simple pass to a teammate with space, but they're anything but. Here, he skates towards the player he just passed the puck to, causing the defense to shift. He steps in as if to shoot, the nearest defender moves his stick out of the passing lane, opening access to a wide open teammate. The backhand passes appear here too. This is a crafty backhand pass into space, giving his teammate a runway to the slot. He evades defenders by putting the puck on his backhand, then makes the pass without shifting back to his forehand. And again, he combines the cutback and backhand skill all the time. Then there's the downright exciting, when he activates, goes to the net, and creates a chance. Or when he beats a defender with his hands and skating and then immediately knows the best play. Much of his best work comes off face-offs, where the predictable movements and positioning of teammates allows his playmaking to shine. Statistically, Korchinski's playmaking results are impressive. He lands 3rd among draft year CHL and USHL defensemen since 2017 in shot assists per 60. By expected primary assists, which are shot assists weighted by the likelihood the ensuing shot becomes a goal, he sits top 10. It's no stretch to suggest that he's one of the best playmaking defensemen of the past 5 drafts. And there's a lot of room for Korchinski to enhance his offensive impact. In today's NHL, teams like Tampa Bay, Colorado, Toronto, and more get significant offensive contributions from their blue liners, not just because of individual skill, but through activation. Activation isn't as simple as just joining the play, it's moving to maximize your teammates' options. Korchinski, as a puck-dominant player who tends to do things himself, isn't a natural activator in the way that Denton Matejchuk or Pavel Mintyukov are. Here, he activates down the middle as the puck carrier comes high. That's smart, but instead of stopping in the slot to become a passing option, he becomes the third T-bird behind the net with no one in the slot. Here, he joins the rush. The puck carrier cuts back. If he stops in space, this could become a scoring chance. Instead, he just gets the puck behind the goal line. When he gets the puck in these situations, the skill doesn't shine quite as much. Given his skill level, he does not need to shoot this immediately. Top activators identify this lane, fake the pass to the trailer, then execute. Korchinski waits too long and passes into a closed lane. And he sprints to the middle of the point before attacking space too often. If he cuts into the defender's space first, then skates to the middle, he'll create a better look. The next area for improvement is reducing turnovers. While Korchinski has an above average rate of completed transition plays to turnovers, it's far behind the rate set by Pavel Mintyukov or Denton Matejchuk. And he has the 4th highest rate of transition turnovers among CHL and USHL defensemen this season, a rate so high that even the positive plays probably won't offset it in the eyes of an NHL coaching staff. Many of his turnovers can be traced back to the same skill that makes him dynamic, the cutback. There are many ways a player can cut back, the most explosive being a punch turn. To initiate it, the player sticks the leg they're turning around in front of their body and returns it to the ice on their outside edge. Here's the standard Korchinski cutback, and here's the best cutback I've seen from him. Notice the difference in exit speed and the sharpness of the movement. Mechanics are why Korchinski's cutbacks don't create the same amount of space. First, he lacks ankle dorsiflexion. The further the knees are past the toes, the deeper the hips sink into the movement, which generates more force and enhances stability. Second, the player's top hand is off their hip, allowing the player to essentially turn around the puck. Korchinski locks that hand to his side, widening his movement. As a result, his upper body follows his lower body through the movement. Instead, it should lead the movement, dropping and then twisting. So, smart forecheckers can take advantage of the lack of explosive exit speed, like forcing a turnover because he has to change directions twice just to find a bit of space. It's also rare to see Korchinski even attempt a punch turn in the other direction. It's always over his inside leg. The best do it in both. And since he's not as mobile when turning to his right, he forces a play up the boards instead of reversing the play. And again. And of course, there are some cost of doing business turnovers. Not every pass will connect, but trying to force a pass through 2 forecheckers to a teammate on the inside is simply a bad play. Of course, there's defense. Defense is important. It is not Korchinski's strength. It's not all bad, as he has some rush stopping ability in single variable situations with support, and he's more than willing to play a physical game if necessary. He doesn't have to be a shutdown defender to be impactful in the NHL, considering the rest of his skills, but losing track of a player like this in the neutral zone won't earn the trust of an NHL coach. If he's unsure of what to do, he'll just lay on the ice. This is the worst play he could have made, other than maybe throwing his stick and going for a line change. And it's not exactly an uncommon sight. Off puck, there's a lack of awareness or urgency. He's expecting a return pass, but that doesn't excuse the late reaction and the decision to heel push instead of using crossovers to make up the distance to the shooter. Korchinski is no sure thing. He's a gamble, not just on improving defense and cutting turnovers. It's rare that a player is so dependent on a single skill, like a cutback. If they don't work in the NHL, given the mechanical oddities, what does his game look like? Since Korchinski's unwavering confidence, playmaking, and backhand skill should translate, he has solutions beyond the cutback. Additional strength will surely help improve his ankle dorsiflexion, making the cutback a bit more projectable while providing a base for additional skating skills. But that will have to come alongside improved decision-making, activation, and defense. That's a lot. But players with Korchinski's skills and mindset are rare. He's dynamic, so dynamic that he could be an impactful top 4, if not top pairing defenseman. That's a gamble worthy of a top 15, if not higher pick in the 2022 draft. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, then head to epringside.com for more draft analysis.